In the quiet village of Umofia, surrounded by fresh green trees and a flowing river, there lived a boy named Chika. Chika's skin was dark like the rich soil of the farmland, and he was full of energy. His parents, Mr. and Mrs. Ihezwe, loved him very much. He was their only child, and they felt blessed to have him. Chika was a clever boy. Even though he was only 5, he could do things that many children his age could not. Every morning, Chika woke up early to help his mother with chores. He carried a small pot to the river, filling it with water, even though it was heavy for him. The villagers would smile and say, "Ah, Chika, you are too strong. One day you'll grow up to be a great man." Sometimes Chika joined his father on the farm where they planted yam and corn. His little hands worked quickly, digging the soil and planting seeds. He also loved going to the river with his father to fish. Holding his fishing rod tightly, he watched the water, waiting patiently for a fish to bite. When he caught one, his eyes sparkled with pride. His mother, Nkiru, often looked at him and thanked God. She would say, "Thank God my son is very smart. Even if I don't have more children, Chika will make me and my husband proud." The other villagers admired Chika, not for his looks, but for his kind heart and clever mind. One evening, as the sun was setting, Nkiru sat with her husband. She watched Chika playing in the yard, his laughter echoing in the calm evening air. Nkiru sighed and said, "My husband, it seems we cannot have more children, but look at our son. He's so smart for his age, and everyone in the village knows it." Nkiru took a deep breath and continued, "I think we should consider moving to the city. Chika could have a bright future there. With good schools and many opportunities, he could become someone important." He looked at her with surprise. "Move to the city? But life there is different, and we don't have enough money." "I have saved a little, and we can borrow some more," she said with determination. "It will be hard, but I believe it will worth it. Chika could have a better life." After a long talk, they decided to move to the city, hoping that the city would bring a better future for Chika. Chika's family packed their belongings into bags. They sold some of their belongings, borrowed a bit of money, and prepared for the journey to Lagos. Chika was excited. He had heard stories about Lagos with its tall buildings, fast cars, and endless people. He said goodbye to his friends in the village, promising to visit one day. The trip was long. As they approached the city, Chika's eyes grew wide. Lagos was full of movement, signs, and colors. There were so many cars and people everywhere. He held his mother's hand tightly, feeling both excited and a little scared. When they reached their small rented room, Nkiru looked around, thinking about the new life they were about to start. Life was not easy at first, as they imagined. Mr. Ihezwe found a job as a security guard, and Mrs. Ihezwe started selling fruits by the roadside. Money was tight, but they managed, believing it would be worth it for Chika's future. Nkiru enrolled Chika in a private primary school. She was hopeful that he would learn many things and make new friends. On the first day, she dressed him in a clean shirt and shorts, packing his school bag with books. Remember, Chika, that you are a smart boy. Be polite and listen to your teachers, she told him, giving him a big hug. As Chika walked into the classroom, he felt many eyes staring at him. He wasn't dressed like the other children whose clothes were brighter and newer. Some of them whispered and pointed at him. Look at him, one boy whispered. He is from the village. Another girl wrinkled her nose and said, he is so dark. He looks poor. Chika heard them. His cheek burned, and he felt like he didn't belong. He tried to smile at a few children, but they turned away. When it was time to play outside, the other kids avoided him. They didn't invite him to join their games or talk to him. Chika felt lonely. That evening, when Chika returned home, he was quiet. His mother noticed and asked, Chika, how are you? How was your first day? Did you make friends? Chika looked down, tears filling his eyes. Mama, I don't like it here. Can we go back to the village? Nkiru was surprised. Oh, you were excited this morning, my son. What happened? Mama, they don't like me. Chika cried. They say I look like a villager and they don't want to play with me. Nkiru hugged him tightly. Oh my Chika. Sometimes people don't understand how special you are. You are a smart and kind person, and they will see it soon. Just be yourself and don't give up. Chika tried to stay strong, but every day it was the same at school. The other children laughed at him, called him names, and made him feel small. Chika began to feel different. He was no longer the bright, happy boy his mother knew. As time went by, Chika's grade started becoming worse. He stopped trying in class because he thought nobody cared. When the results came out, he had failed his exams. The once smart Chika in the village was becoming a shadow of himself, quiet and withdrawn. Nkiru and her husband, Mr. Iyezue, grew worried, but they didn't know how to help. One day, Nkiru was called to the school. The teachers told her that Chika had been causing trouble. Mrs. Iyezue, one teacher said, shaking her head, we think Chika is not adjusting well. He doesn't listen. He picks fight. Maybe it's best you find another school for him. Heartbroken, Nkiru decided to enroll Chika in a new school, hoping he would get a fresh start. But it was the same there. Each school ended with the same problem. Until one day, a teacher told Nkiru, Madam, I don't think Chika can succeed in school. I don't even think he can succeed at all. You should stop wasting your time and money. Nkiru was devastated by this statement, but not ready to give up. She prayed every night, asking God to guide her son. Finally, she made a decision. If school wasn't working for Chika, perhaps he could learn a trade. She found a small auto mechanic workshop near their home and asked the owner if he could teach Chika. The workshop owner was hesitant, but seeing Nkiru's pleading eyes, he agreed to give Chika a chance. Chika felt nervous, but a little excited as he walked to the auto mechanic workshop with his mother. The workshop was noisy, full of tools, tires, and cars with their hoods open. Oil stained the floor, and the smell of metal filled the air. Chika watched as the mechanics worked, their hands moving skillfully as they fixed engine and changed tires. The workshop owner, Mr. Bayo, was a big man with a kind face. He looked at Chika and said, "So, young man, are you ready to learn?" Chika nodded shyly. He didn't know what to expect, but something about that place felt right. He felt like he could belong here. On his first day, Mr. Bayo showed Chika the basics. He taught him how to use simple tools like wrenches, screwdriver. At first, Chika struggled to remember the names of the tools and how to use them, but he tried his best. Mr. Bayo was patient, guiding him step by step. Days turned into weeks, and Chika became more comfortable. He learned how to check car's oil, change tire, and even clean spark plugs. His hands became rough from all the work, but he didn't mind. For the first time since coming to Lagos, he felt proud of himself. As Chika grew more skilled, he started to feel like his old self again. The other mechanics noticed his eagerness to learn and started calling him Little Master. He smiled whenever he heard that name. It made him feel special. One day, Mr. Bayo watched as Chika fixed a small problem on a car all by himself. He nodded in approval. "You are a fast learner, Chika. I am impressed," he said. Chika's heart swelled with happiness. Those words meant the world to him. He ran home that day, eager to tell his mother, Mama, I fixed a car. I fixed a car problem today, all by myself," he said, his eyes shining with pride. Ikiru hugged him tightly, tears of joy in her eyes. "Oh, Chika, I am so proud of you," she whispered. For the first time in a long while, she felt hopeful for the son's future. Years passed, and Chika grew from a young boy into a skilled teenager. By the time he was 15, he was already known around the neighborhood as one of the best young mechanics. People came from all over to have Chika fix their cars. He was quick, smart, and never afraid to try something new. Mr. Bayo often told his customers, "This boy here, he's got a gift. One day, he'll own the biggest workshop in all of Lagos." Chika would blush, but deep inside, he believed Mr. Bayo's word. At 18, Chika had saved enough money to open his own workshop. He rented a small space, bought some tools, and hung up a sign that read, "Chika's Auto Repair." Nkiru and her husband came to the opening ceremony, proud and happy for their son. Chika felt grateful for his parents' support and for the journey that had brought him here. Business was slow at first, but as word spread about Chika's skills, more people started coming. He treated every customer with kindness and honesty, and soon he was known for his fair prices and excellent work. His business grew, and he began hiring other young mechanics to help him. Because of the popularity of his brand, he even opened other branches in major cities like Port Harcourt and Enugu. By the time Chika turned 24, he owned the biggest and most modern auto repair shop in Nigeria, with the head office in Lagos and branches in 17 states spreading across the north, south, east and west of Nigeria. He employed many workers across the states who helped him train other young people, just like Mr. Bayo had trained him. Chika was no longer the shy, lonely boy he once was. He was confident, successful, and respected. Every day, Chika sought more knowledge. He went for training and seminars in his field of business, as people of high value comes from different parts of the world to discuss innovative ideas in business. One day, Chika was invited to give a speech at a university induction of engineering students. He spoke about his journey from being a village boy in Umofia to becoming a successful businessman in Lagos. The students listened with eyes wide open, inspired by his story of hard work and perseverance. After the speech, a man approached him and said with a chuckle, "You know, you have the same name as a boy I once knew in my school. He was from the village, very shy, and he was very dull. They had to send him away from school because of that." Chika looked at the man and smiled softly. "I was that boy. I remember you," he replied. The man's face turned pale with shock. He stammered, You are Chika?" Chika nodded, still smiling. He had come a long way from the boy everyone doubted, and now, standing in that room, he was proud to be himself.